Hi Matt, this is Alan Cockrell with ABC, former hitting coach of the Colorado Rockies and the Seattle Mariners. Let me take a look at your video this morning. Matt, the first thing that I always look at with all my hitters is just to make sure that we're starting under balance, and we want to try to maintain that balance throughout the entire swing process. For me, balance is keeping my knees inside my feet and keeping my head inside my knees. And we can see here you're in a very good balanced position, good solid setup position, kind of like a Kevin Kuzminoff with the Oakland A's, formerly with the Padres. Very good balanced setup position. So we'll run this now to the next phase, which is the load phase. Okay, and the load up phase is gathering weight or gathering energy to the inside part of my back leg. I want to feel everything inside of this knee, and I want to feel my weight gathering into there. All right. Now the next phase of getting loaded is obviously getting our foot down. I'm sure you've heard this term, get your foot down. With most hitters, their stride toe will land first. Okay. It is not until this back heel firmly plants into the ground am I fully loaded. All right, let me run it forward and see if I go too far. That's pretty good right there. Okay, so we will make sure that when this heel plants, all right, we want to see a few things in this particular position. We're down, our foot is down. Okay, my knees are inside. You can see that's solid. I want to make sure that my hips are square to home plate. We've got just a little bit of leak with this front hip, starting to leak open just a little bit early. Okay, I also want to make sure that I have good equal bend in both knees, and again, that's a balance issue, and you're in a real good position there. So I like what we're doing here. The other thing that I look for is I want to make sure that my guys, their stride foot is not more open than 45 degrees. You can see here you're at 43 degrees. You're in a good position to keep yourself squared up. The only thing that I would caution you about is this just a little bit quick and a little bit leaky with that front hip. All right. So we're going to run forward now to the first move in the swing. There's two first moves. There's a lower half first move, and the lower half is direction to the ball, and it also provides drive through the baseball. Okay, so all this energy that I have stored into the inside part of my back leg will now transfer into the front side, or the inside part of my front leg, the inner thigh of my front leg. And that's all going to be done with this back knee. I'm going to turn that back knee, and I'm going to start to shift that weight into that front side. Okay? When this starts, I'd like to see your head, as opposed to being back here, I'd like to see your head a little bit more over your belt buckle, or a little bit more over your center of gravity, more in this area right into here. You've probably heard the term stay back. Okay? And remember, we talked about balance. Basically, balance is keeping this head right here. It's got to be inside of our knees, all right? And I've got to keep this knee inside this front foot. That's basically staying back. And leaning and keeping our head on our back leg is not necessarily staying back. That's just going to cause us to want to spin open to the ball. So I think if we got our head just a little bit more forward, or a little bit more over this belt buckle right here, then we wouldn't probably see the front hip wanting to get out of there just a little quickly. Okay, so we'll run it forward with the first move with the lower half. We're starting to drive this knee into there. Okay, it's not so much a squish of the bug. I'm just driving this knee into the inside part of that front leg. All right, the first move with the hands is, I'll run it back one click right here, is this elbow is going to drop into the slot. The slot is the rib cage, and it's just off the back hip. Okay, you've probably heard that term before. So we're going to drop it into that slot. And once we get into this position, this is called the connected position. This is the shoulder, the back elbow, and the back hip are all in alignment. Okay, and it's the lower half drive, and it's this connection that's going to allow for bat speed to work through the baseball. Okay, once I get to this connected position, Now my hands will start to run just in front of my body, or just past my center of gravity again, which is your belt buckle or your belly button. And as they start to run just in front of your body, okay, now we're going to start to deliver the bat to the ball. Okay, at this point, with the hands running in front, I'd rather see just a little bit more of an alignment with the barrel of your bat right here and your hands right here working in front of your body. When our bat gets outside of this line that I've drawn right here, it's a little bit of an out and around swing. It can be caused, like I said before, it can be caused because I squish the bug and I take that back knee outside my front leg. It can be caused because I leak open a little quick with my front hip. It can be that my front shoulder leaks out of there a little bit too quickly. But we want to try to keep this lag right here so we don't expose the barrel of the handle of the bat too quickly. Okay, we'll run it forward to contact. As we get to contact, I see some good things. All right, I see palm up, palm down. I'd like to see the head and eyes looking down the barrel just a little bit better. Okay, I think it's important for you to know, Matt, that whenever your head and eyes leave the hitting area just a little bit too soon, then that's basically is when the swing is done, because the barrel of the bat will follow your head and eyes. Okay, so if I leave quickly with my head and eyes, that's where my barrel is going to go to. So my swing is over. All right, past contact, my head and eyes stay. I'm going to get good full extension with the barrel of that bat here, and then I'm going to finish with a little bit more of a wider arc, with a little bit better of extended arc. Okay, and we run yours forward, and we're just starting to pull across our body just a little bit. So we were at contact, then we went there, and then we went over here. So couple things I think for me, I would like to see you, we're going to run this back. I'd like to see you when you get to this position right here. Okay, we're going to get this head a little bit more over my belt buckle. Okay, now I'm going to get in a cage, and I'm going to set a tee on the outer third of the plate, even with my front foot or just inside my front foot, right in this area right here. Okay, I'm going to put a ball on there, and I'm going to try to get into this position when my heel plants. All right, I want to make sure that this head is over my belt buckle right here. I'm going to move my head. I'm going to move my head from here. I'm going to move my head to there, and that's just going to keep my front side and this front hip. It's going to keep the ball, or it's going to keep me on the ball a little bit longer, so I don't want to leak open just a little bit too quickly. Okay, and once I get to this position, I'm then going to slowly, I'm going to start to transfer my weight with this back knee right here. I'm going to drive it into here. Again, I'm making sure that my head is centered over my center of gravity. Okay, now I'm going to get to this connected point where my shoulder, my elbow, and my hip are all in alignment. And then I want to feel my hands at this point. I want to feel my hands start to work in front of my body, and I want to feel the release and the bat speed, as though if I were to let go of my bat and throw my bat, I'm going to throw it through the right side of the cage. And I just want you to feel that extension and that bat speed and that release of that barrel staying through the baseball, and we're going to start driving balls to the right side of the cage. Okay? If we were to do this on the field, it would be line drives through the second baseman or line drives into right center. But I think the biggest thing, Matt, is just making sure that we get this head right here. We get it in a little bit more of a strong, positive position so that my swing doesn't finish to the ball and then abruptly off the ball. We're trying to keep our bat traveling through the hitting area with the maximum bat speed that we possibly can. So I think this outside tee drill will help you with that. Okay, Matt, I want to thank you for coming to our camp, and good luck, buddy.